Now there are few lucky people in India who can afford to buy big bikes, and things are just getting better and better for you guys. Last year Honda unveiled the CBR 1000RR, a superb sports bike and a very potent street bike, the CB 1000R. And this year Honda is taking things up several notches with this. This is their flagship, a technological two-day force, the VFR 1200S. I'm dying to ride it, but first let's take a look to see what it's like. The VFR is extremely impressive to look at. The face is a bit daunting, but it's impressive nonetheless. The VFR doesn't look like it's several individual pieces that have been put together to make a motorcycle. It looks like one fluid form. You can see it in the way the tank cover flows into the fairing. Each line, each crevice and every cut has been made keeping aerodynamics in mind. There is an artistry to its design. The exhaust, like on all new Hondas, ends midway and has a stubby look to it. The VFR uses a drive shaft and the result is one hunky looking swing arm. Since this is a sports tourer, you have a proper full-size saddle. The pillion definitely won't complain. To power your ride, be it on the racetrack or out on the open highway, the VFR comes with a 1200cc engine in the same V4 architecture.
V4 engine has two advantages. One is the engine character. V4 motor generates more torque and power from bottom to middle. And applying V4 engine structure, mass centralization will achieve more maneuverability, more control on handling, and sporty riding.
Yes, packaging is the key, and to make the engine as small as possible, Honda has made several innovations. They've packed the cylinders differently. They have used a narrow head design too. With the result, the new 1200cc engine is more compact than the previous 800cc engine. There really are a lot of things to marvel over. Now I'm sure all the bikers must have realized that there's something weird about this motorcycle. Well, for instance, there's no gear lever. And there's no clutch. Well, I told you before, this is Honda's technological two-day force. Let's see what makes it special. The VFR packs a dual clutch transmission. This has been used on cars for quite some time. But last November, Honda's VFR became the first mass-produced bike to come with one. This too uses two clutch packs for seamless shift. The design is all very complicated, but the operation is quite simple.
You turn it on the switch and push this button from neutral to drive. And then all you have to do is just open the throttle. And if you want to change from D mode to S mode, you push this button, it will change. If you want to change from AT mode from MT mode, you push this button. This one is for upshift, and this button is for downshift. This is the first dual clutch transmission motorcycle in the world, of course, and it seems quite straightforward. I think I've understood how it works. I think the only thing left to do now is to get up and head out onto the racetrack. The 1237cc V4 engine's exhaust note has a characteristic gruffness to it. The engine though feels smooth and rather tame when riding below 4,500 RPM, which is good news for city riding. The VFR then proceeds to deliver 90% of its 13.1 kgm of peak torque right from 4,000 RPM. So things get quite ballistic in the mid-range. A total of 172 bhp is on tap, but it has to overcome 267 kilos of curb weight before getting the VFR to the 100km/h mark in just under 4 seconds. Before I could think of going any faster, I had to get used to the transmission. Now the dual clutch transmission on the VFR is really quite a handy thing, especially imagine being out in city traffic riding this motorcycle around. Big bikes normally have very heavy clutches.
you don't have a clutch here, so it's all that much easier to ride around. But here on the track, it's very impressive again. Even here in automatic mode, it feels good. Put into sports mode, it gets more aggressive. It shifts down gears around corners, giving you more traction, letting you power out better. And if you go into full manual, whereas you toggle gears using the switches plus minus that way, it's instantaneous. You don't have any lag. It feels like you're riding around on a manual motorcycle. Only thing is, you're pressing buttons, and that can be a little unnerving. Initially, I was, looking around for a clutch. I was tapping my foot trying to downshift. But once you get used to it, it's really quite good. Once you get used to the switches, you can exploit the VFR's full potential. Gear changes happen without any lag, and the ECU even grips the throttle when downshifting. Though I had to be careful because riding over a bump, I could end up changing a gear down. Once in the flow of things, I was surprised by how easy it was to point the VFR around corners. It doesn't feel heavy or ponderous. Quite the opposite, the VFR feels easy and light. It felt like the VFR was telling me how to lean into corners. Nice and smooth. The VFR certainly isn't nimble or as willing as the CBR or other sports bikes. Yet, it is stable and can be enjoyed for carving up corners. The 120x70 R17 front tire and the 43mm forks were unfazed no matter what was thrown their way. Even under full load, the VFR's rear 190x55 ZR17 tire and the rolling suspension kept it all tight. Even a first-time rider could hop on and enjoy zooming around corners without feeling overwhelmed. The VFR uses Honda's combined braking along with ABS. Braking hard becomes unbelievably easy. On a couple of corners, I could even feel the ABS kicking. Then, when you want to take it easy, you just sit up and enjoy the comfortable seating position and let the automatic transmission do all the work for you. This will be a boon on long rides. Of course, there is a manual, non-dual clutch version of the VFR as well, but Honda is bringing only its tech-laden VFR to Indian shores. Now, when I test most superbikes here in India, I end up saying, I love them, they're awesome, it's so much fun, it's so capable, but that is generally because they're not very practical options in the Indian context. You don't have that many racetracks to go out and exploit all the power and the capability of the motorcycle. But that's where the VFR steps in. It blends sportiness along with the touring ability. It just makes it so right in the Indian context. You can bring this on a racetrack when you can and enjoy on the motorcycle. And right after that, you can step off the track and head out for a weekend of touring to wherever you want to go, all in the comfort of this nice, comfortable motorcycle with its DCT gearbox, making it all the more easier, all the more potent. The only thing in this package that might not work for some people is the looks. I think it looks a bit alienish, but I love it. And the other aspect is the price tag. At 17.5 lakh rupees, it is the most pricey CBU being brought in by Honda motorcycles today. But for those of you who can afford it, I think it's a brilliant investment.